Yeah, I thought today was a total team effort. Obviously in the first half didn't get off to the start that we wanted to offensively. I think we did most of everything that we wanted to. We just didn't finish in the red zone. And so I think for us, like, that's kind of been a theme. We just got to continue to finish in the red zone and harp on that throughout the week. But we did a great job in the second half of coming back and finishing the game strong. And I feel like our defense and obviously our special teams, the way that they started the second half was unbelievable.
It seems like you got in a rhythm at the end of the first half with the throw to Rashid and then the throw to AJ. Was that last drive kind of important for you guys in getting ready for the second half?
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of getting up on the ball and using some tempo there, I think definitely helped us.
With the defense playing the way it is, Sam, how much does that give the offense at least a cushion to know if it's not going right, they'll hold it down?
Yeah, I mean, our defense has been playing well all year. We know how good they are on that side of the ball, but as an offense, we got to continue to sustain, the drives, and we got to sustain our success throughout the season and throughout the game. If we continue to do that, I feel like we'll be in a good spot as a team.
You took off running a couple of times in the second half. Did you hit in the first half? Is that something you wanted to do as the game went on? You need to recognize?
I tried to take some of the opportunities that the defense gave me. I was going through my reads, and if something wasn't there, it was just, not panicking and just understanding that I could get out of the pocket and make something happen with my legs.
Did it feel like a game like this was coming for Shaheed?
Yeah, I think just the work that he's been putting in, obviously he had the huge kick return, but he makes plays all the time in practice. And for him to actually, be able to come out here and have success the way that he's been doing, and he's been, executing at a high level throughout these games ever since he's gotten here. He just hasn't had necessarily the opportunities that other guys have had, and the fact that he finally got his today was it was special to see.
Your last touchdown, what's sort of the decision-making process there where you escape pressure, you're running, and I'm assuming you got to be aware of the line of scrimmage and all that. Just what's that play like in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's, trying to, just going through the read, understanding that, it wasn't really there, and just trying to make a play, escaping up instead of up and out. Which is something that I've been working on. But again, it's just kind of the opportunities that you get throughout a game. So I just felt like, their edge rushers were getting around a little bit, and so I just, tried to get up the middle and, obviously made a play, and Jax did a great job of getting open.
On the interceptions, anything you do differently there?
I think just put it on him. It's Elijah is such a big body. I feel like I left that one kind of high for him. If I could just get that one down, he could, box out almost like a rebound in basketball and get the ball.
We've seen a few teams now use their best corner to shadow Jackson. Why doesn't it work? How can you still get in the ball every week despite that?
Yeah, I think Jax is a really good player. Obviously, I give a lot of credit to those guys in Atlanta. Especially their DBs. I felt like on tape just watching them. They're some of the best in the league, and I just feel like Jax is a really good player. There's nothing much else to be said other than that.
It seemed like in the second half there was a lot of wide open players. Klint Kubiak, maybe worth talking about.
Shout out. Yeah. No, Clint's been doing a great job, ever since OTAs. He's been doing a great job as our offensive coordinator, and, we have full trust in him to be able to get us in really good situations, which, again, in the second half, to be able to make some of the adjustments that we made, it's a huge credit to not only Klint but our entire offensive staff.
Big picture, you're 10-3. What's the vibe, assessment of the offense?
Yeah, I think, we're able to go up and down the field. I think for us, like I said, we just got to finish our drives. Not be satisfied once we get down there. Being able to punch the ball in the end zone. That's going to be a huge thing for us moving forward. And then, as always, it's staying positive on first and second down, getting in those 3rd and 5 or in less to be able to make everything manageable for us. But I feel like we're in a good spot. We just got to continue to harp on the details of everything, and we know that in the locker room, and we'll do a good job of that.